Jill Biden of old days goes on that lovely television program that I know you cannot stand to watch, nor can I, but sometimes I watch it for you so that I can play you some of these clips. Just so you know, you get all sides, you want to be totally in the loop. Jill Biden, Dr. Jill as they call her, goes on to The View, and she tries to explain why her husband's not doing that well. She kind of sounds a little bit like Michael Tyler here. It sounds really desperate. And I think we all know what's really going on. But let's give it a play. Drew, let's listen to Dr. Jill Biden trying to plead her husband's case there on The View today.
Dr. Biden, I've raised alarm bells among other Republicans about the danger of a second Donald Trump term, and I'm genuinely fearful for what that could look like. But consistently, we're seeing poll after poll that are showing Trump beating your husband outside of the margin of error, when in fact last time in 2020, Joe Biden was beating him in nearly every poll. How do you turn those numbers around with 5 months out, and are you fearful of what a second Trump term could look like?
Or a third, as Donald Trump says. So we are going to meet people where they are. We're going to go to college campuses. We're going to go to just every state that we can get into. I've been traveling every single day. Joe has been traveling as much as possible. And we're not going to take anything for granted.
Drew, one second. Did you guys catch that? She said, Joe's going everywhere as much as he can. I think we know. We know what she's about to say, right? As much as he can. For his state, ladies and gentlemen, for his state, kind of similar thing to what Michael was saying. We're going everywhere. We're going to meet people where they are. They're going to black colleges. I mean, the commencement speeches have been absolutely horrendous, so divisive, hugely wrong on every core level as a human being. Nothing uplifting about them. Nothing at all. And then as we listen to this, the rest of this, you're going to see she doubles down on that in a different way, right? It's not just the sort of racial undertones that she's going to promote here, but kind of this religious good versus evil, literally good versus evil. I mean, this is unbelievable to me. This is all you got? Seriously. This is because these people don't know a damn thing about policy. Here we go. Back to Jill.
We can get into. I've been traveling every single day. Joe has been traveling as much as possible. And we're not going to take anything for granted. And those polls are going to turn. I'm confident of it, because as time goes on and as people start to focus a little bit more about what's at stake and start to become educated on the issues and the differences between the two men, I believe that Americans are going to choose good over evil.
Yes.
Okay, cue the Time magazine cover, right, with the devil ears. Anyway, Dr. Jill Biden, she doesn't have anything. She's saying, okay, well, people, once they focus on the policy. No. You see, there is no policy. The only policy we got was to lead us into international conflicts, to completely sabotage our border with estimates of 8 to 11 million people, maybe that high actually coming this year. I mean, it's actually insane when she says, focus on the policy. What, so we can all get a tax hike? Because that's what he wants. So that we can suffer some more in our economy, so that we can have even more inflation, Dr. Jill? I don't think so. I don't think so. You see, the reason why the gentleman we were listening to earlier up there in the Bronx was saying it's so important that people come here and they talk to us, and this is the reason why Donald Trump is succeeding with young black voters, is because there's got to be an alternative. You can't just sit there and say everything is based on race, or everything is based on gender, or everything is based on your sexual preference. I'm sorry, that's not who we are. We are a meritocracy. This is why we are the success that we are. If we start thinking that way, and we're going to have a bunch of Debbie Downers around us, which she and her husband are, king and queen of, then we're never going to get ahead. I mean, you think of these populations, these pockets of America where the kids haven't had things like school choice. They haven't had the opportunities they deserve. And that's not because of color. That is because of bad politicians doing bad things, being on the take for themselves. Fannie Willis, great example, right? Remember she told us She was going to go down to Fulton County, Georgia and be DA, and she wasn't going to take up with her employees and spend all kinds of taxpayer dollars having a good time with her employees. And what did she do? She took up with somebody who actually might have been the boyfriend before he was even an employee. That's all going to come out, mind you. Donald Trump will succeed on that end as they unravel the financial mess surrounding, in my estimation, what's going on with Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. People in Georgia and Fulton County don't deserve a Fani Willis. They don't deserve these DAs that are so focused on going after Donald Trump that they're actually ignoring violent crime in cities. Think of what's happened to New York City. New York City is not the place that we once knew. I mean, and this isn't partisan, mind you, where's Rudy Giuliani and Mike Bloomberg? Yes, Mike Bloomberg, a Democrat when you need him. Tough on crime, both of them. I lived for years and years and years in New York City, and I know Giuliani well, and I worked for Mike Bloomberg. I was there as a Bloomberg television correspondent twice in my career. Probably the only person to have ever worked there twice because he takes it personally when you leave. I'm not going back for a third time, don't worry. Anyway, Mike Bloomberg was very tough on crime. The police respected him. The police liked him. He continued the traditions of Rudy Giuliani. It wasn't until we got the socialist in there, de Blasio, that everything started to fall apart, and now it's continued falling apart, in part because you get DAs that are so politically motivated, like this one right here, going after Donald Trump, that is taking all of their energy, and they are not focusing on the things that they need to focus on. So yeah, Jill Biden, pretty desperate. Joe Biden, pretty desperate, and the Democrat Party, pretty desperate. I honestly don't know why they're running this guy. I'm shocked that they're running this guy. I mean, they're so desperate. They're doing crazy things now. So crazy that even MSNBC is saying, whoa, what's going on? Really? Is that really appropriate? I'm going to get to that in a second. But first of all, thank you for all the nice comments. It's a live show. So I see your commentary. And yes, this is bright silver dress. Bright silver dress. I think it's going to be a good day. I think it's going to be a good day. So this is kind of a cheery, celebratory thing. I think he will be. I hope. But you know what? You never know. So I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but I am in a celebratory mood, and I appreciate all the nice compliments on the live chat there, guys. I want to give a plug for one of our sponsors here on the show, the great Balance of Nature. I take my vitamins every single day. They're fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. I encourage you to go look at this company. Take a look at the fruits and veggies. Those are mine that I like. 1-800-246-8751 if you want to call them, or go to their website, balanceofnature.com. I do take the fruits and veggies. And you know what? Look, as a kid, I always took my vitamins, right? My mom would give me my breakfast and I'd get my Flintstone vitamins, and that was that. As an adult, it's harder. And, I'm busy giving my kids their vitamins, but I sometimes forget about myself. And I actually feel more clear-headed, more alert, more on top of everything as a result of this stuff. I've been taking it for several months. I love it. Also, I'm not one to get a ton of vitamin D, so I really feel better about being able to make that up. I'm also not the best on eating my fruits and vegetables, so this comes in handy. 1-800-246-8751, discount code Trish for 35% off and free shipping. Go check them out. I'm going to put the link in the notes of the show as well. Balance of Nature. And yes, thank you for the kind compliments.